Good morning, everybody. It's Friday, the 9th of February. I'm going to Canada in 2 days, to Toronto, with everybody, with the kids and Mrs. Solari, for a 2 week holiday. And we're really looking forward to it. I've hired a car. We're staying with family, though, so it's going to be a relatively cheap holiday. So all I have to pay for is travel, the flights, and a car. Um, So, the purpose of today's video blog is a response to questions some of you have sent me about unruly children. Now, I don't have teenagers yet, so I can't really comment on that sort of age group, although I know they can become a real nightmare. But don't underestimate the difficulties of having 3-year-olds who are a nightmare too. The other day, we were at a wedding, no ordinary wedding. This was a Sikh wedding in a Gurdwara in North London. Gurdwara is a Sikh temple. It's a bit like a haram or a mosque, and I've been inside a haram, except for it's half filled with bearded men wearing turbans. But honestly, in terms of their rituals, they are incredibly similar to our own rituals, religious rituals, that is. And their values and their belief systems just happens to be called Sikhism. Although I'm sure some of you would argue vehemently that they're completely different, but believe me, I've been married to a Sikh girl for yonks, and we have twin 3-year-old boys. Anyway, we're sitting in this temple, and I've got one of the boys sitting on my knee. Well, you have to sit on the floor, fold your legs. My weight folding legs means I get cramp all the time, and I have to keep changing my position, which is irritating to those around me. But in this case, it was relatively okay. I was sitting there. Siamack is sitting on my knee, and he is chattering away to himself. I can say shh, 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 because they are reading from the holy book at the front. And I keep hearing saying, "Look, Daddy, look, Daddy." And I looked down at him on my knee and I said, "Cheer, Babaja." And he held out his finger like this, and then his tongue. And he laughed. And I looked at his tongue, and it took me a second or two to realize that along there was a streak of snot he'd put on his tongue. I mean, he'd literally pulled it out. It must have been a massive piece. Put it on his tongue. And before I could do anything, closed his mouth, swallowed it. I looked around, wondering if anybody else had seen what I'd just seen. And I realized that everybody had seen what I'd just seen. People were looking at me in disgust. All the time he'd been saying something, I'd been telling him to shush. He'd been trying to show me this piece of snot on his finger. And I'd ignored it. I'd only looked at him. Other people had seen this. I'd only looked at him when he was about to stick it in his... when he had already stuck it on his tongue and then swallowed it. So I looked around the room, and then I looked at him, and then I said what I shouldn't have said under my breath, but a little bit loudly so people close to me heard it. I said, "La, la, la, la." Now, those of you who know Sikhs and Sikh temples, you know you don't say la, 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 la in a Sikh temple so others hear you. And at that point, I felt really stupid and really embarrassed. And I stayed there. I stood my ground. I decided I'm going to stay here. I'm not going to move. And but the point is, I just don't understand where kids get, and my kids, I don't know where they get their nose-picking ideas from. I know, it's not like I pick my nose all the time. Disgusting habit. And, parents' advice to new parents, nip it in the bud. Any disgusting habits, stop them doing it. One time we were in Portugal, the entire holiday, the boys walked around sucking their fingers or their thumbs with one hand and the other hand wedged up their backsides because they were walking around naked. And then occasionally I see them run into a room and come back, or go somewhere and come back, and they'd switched over. So the hand that was in their mouth, disgusting habits. Nip these in the bud. Don't do what we've done, which is just think, oh, this is sweet. It ain't sweet, not when they're 3. And by the time they're 41, like me, and still picking their noses when they don't think people are looking, horrible habit. Anyway, that's it for today, and it'll be another 2 or 3 weeks before I send anything else to you. And pray that I enjoy Canada. I know I will. Thank you. Bye.